Hello, today, welcome to another episode of I Draw. A while back I not very long, I think it was about a week ago now, I posted my drawing of Fearless Thorn and Mud. So now I decided that I want to draw some Wings of Fire characters, and of course, I started with Darkstalker because how can you not start with Darkstalker? Come on, seriously. So, I definitely wanted to do this piece in a more definite sort of way, and I wanted to make it more professional. So I did multiple layers. And in order to do this, I used the onion skin tool in Rough Animator and did my different layers on different frames so I could see it behind and then remove the layer I saw behind once I was done with it. Then, once I had finished doing my sketch and rough work, it was time to move on to line art, I guess. I'm not really sure if you call it that here, but doing proper lining for all of the frames. For the drawing, sorry, I'm very used to doing animation in Rough Animator, so I might accidentally say some stuff like that. So I really wanted to convey some depth with his character, so I wanted all the lines to be really clear. I didn't want them to look sketchy like the lines on the previous layer. Technically, it's not really a layer, but I'm just calling it that because that's what I'm using it as. So, yes. Once I had all of this done, then it was time to move on to the coloring. I didn't go as dark as a lot of fan artists do for drawing Darkstalker, but I felt like I liked the idea. I don't like the idea that Darkstalker looks so dark that it's hard to convey emotion, and his scales look a lot more grey on his cover, which is technically the only piece of official art of Darkstalker that we have. So, yes, this is going to look quite a bit like a mix of the cover and my style. Then it was on to scales, and oh boy, this took a long time. Scales take a really long time, and I never do them in animation for obvious reasons. But here I wanted to have them. I wanted to convey more of a realistic look, and I wanted it to look more detailed. So, yeah, scales. They take a long time, as you saw right there. Even one scale can take 3 or 4 tries to get it right. And that isn't even taking into account how many more you're going to have to do. And I've actually never tried drawing scales on a dragon's head before. So that was an issue. And I think I overcame it fairly well. I am far from a pro at drawing, far from an expert. So I hope this looks right in some ways at least. It probably doesn't, I know, but I hope you can get over anything that's wrong. This is something I'm not really great at, and it's definitely better than my previous drawing of Darkstalker. I'll put that up on the screen sometime. Yeah, so I wanted to redraw him, and the scales were difficult, but I think this was good looking at least a bit. And once that was done, then it was time to move on to the shading, which I did in Photoshop. So, yes. I added the background as well, but I'm not going to go over how I did that right now. If someone really wants to know how I made that background of shading, then I will give a tutorial here. So, yeah. Getting the shading right was something that was hard for me. I don't do shading much, so I definitely felt like this was a challenge, but I wanted to go outside my comfort zone. I've been getting a lot of support from other people, so I wanted to show that I am actually putting some effort into this, because it would be very easy to say that I'm not, and I don't want people to think that. So, yes, and after I had done that, the drawing was completed. So, I hope you like this. I'm fine if you didn't, but if you didn't, please tell me why. Please tell me what I can do better.